So today I'm actually pretty pumped. I have like 7 of my closest girlfriends coming over, basically for food. Everyone's bringing something, drinks, probably go in the hot tub later. So what I want to do today is a little bit more of a full coverage look. I will be trying out the new, or I don't think it's new, but it's new to me, the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in Wattles. I swatched this in a previous video and I mean the color is just gorgeous. So I've never used one of these shadows, so we'll see how it goes. And yeah, so if you are interested in the look that I will be creating, then keep on watching. Okay, so since I'm going to be putting on a little bit heavier foundations today, I will be putting on a primer. So my favorite primer at the moment, it's a little bit dirty, but it's actually the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Primer. I've been really impressed with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus products. Their setting spray is my favorite and their eyeshadow primer is also really good. So I'm just going to be putting this in my T-zone. So for foundation today, I'm going to be using my favorite, which is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I am in the color 220 Natural Beige. This is a little bit dark for me right now. I don't have a great foundation match for me. Being the winter time, I am quite pale. I used to tan in the winter and now I don't, so I've never had to purchase such pale foundations. So I did tan my body with a moisturizer. It hasn't quite set in yet, but I did it about an hour ago and it gradually builds after about 5 hours. So it should match okay after that, and if not, I'll just bring some bronzer down on my neck later on. But I am just going to dot this all over my face. Once again, I forgot to wet my sponge, so I had to run and do that. This foundation does dry very quickly, so hopefully I will be okay. And I'm just going to use my Real Technique sponge to blend this all out. So now that that's all blended out, I'm going to go in with concealer. So I'm going to also be using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Light. And I'm going to be putting this under my eyes, down the center of my nose, a little bit in the center of my forehead, and a bit on my chin. So now that that's all blended out, what I'm going to be doing is setting my face. So for my under eyes, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette in the shade Caramel Toffee, and I'll be using this yellow shade. And for the rest of my face, I'm going to go in with the Revlon Photo Ready powder in the shade Lift, which is basically a translucent powder just to set everything off. So for blush, I'll be using the e.l.f. Cosmetics blush. This is in the shade Tickled Pink. Next we'll go into bronzer. So I'm not going to use too much just because my face is still darker than my body right now. So I'll likely go back in with bronzer later on just to even everything out if the self tanner doesn't get quite as dark as what I'm hoping. But I will just go in a tiny bit. This is the Rimmel Natural Bronzer Waterproof in the shade 021 Sunlight. So unfortunately my camera cut out for a second mind, but I'll just fill you in. All I've done is I actually started out with one of the ColourPop new pressed powders. This is in the color Bel Air. It's basically like a peachy brown shade, and I just very lightly have put a little bit in my crease. This should help me blend the Super Shock shadow a little bit better once I've put that all over my lid. At least that is my goal, since I've never used one before. So now that that is in there, we will go ahead with the Waddles Super Shock shadow. So again, I'm just going to use my finger. Oh man, I hope this turns out. Yeah, it's so pretty. Just putting this all over my lid. I think on the other eye, just out of curiosity, I'm going to try using a brush. I don't think I can use like a regular fluffy brush like this. I'm going to try with more of a flat brush. So let me just see. Hopefully this one's not too big. I'm going to use this Morphe, these brushes don't have names on them, but it's just a small Morphe brush, and try that on my other eye. I'd say they work about equally, so whether you want to use your finger or a brush, I mean, I think they're about the same as far as pigmentation. Yeah, I think it looks good. So this is a really pretty, like, soft mauve-y rose shade with like a little bit of shimmer to it. Just gonna bring it up a little bit to the crease. I have very hooded eyes, so it's gonna likely transfer a little bit anyways. Love this color. They never wear pinks, so this is a nice change for me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go back in again with the Bel Air eyeshadow and just blend that in the crease, just to kind of pull everything together. I think everything looks pretty blended. The last shadow that I do want to dip into a little bit is another ColourPop eyeshadow, another one of their new pressed ones in Take the Lead. This is quite a darker brown, very cool toned. I just want to put a tiny bit of this on the outer portion of my eye. So I'm tapping some off just because this is very pigmented and it is quite dark. One thing that I like to do is just go in with a clean fluffy brush and just re-blend everything. So I will be putting shadow on my lower lash line, but I'm going to do mascara, liner, and my eyebrows first. So I think I'll do eyebrows next. I'll do it off camera just because it's a little bit repetitive and it's tedious and time consuming. Okay, so eyebrows are done, and I just went in once again with my Joe Fresh eyebrow pencil in taupe, and I also used the Benefit Give Me Brow in light medium. If you don't have the Benefit one or you don't want to spend the money on it, I would highly suggest the Essence, I believe it's called Make Me Brow. Yes. And I have mine in the shade Blondie Brows. They're very, very similar. The Benefit one is just slightly more pigmented. So this is a new trick for me. I've only tried it once. Basically, I'm going to use an eyeshadow to kind of line my eyes instead of a liquid liner. So the color that I'm going to be using is the darkest purple shade in the Curly Bible palette. So this color here. And I'm basically going to take a very fine tip brush and just line my lash line with it. So I will show you. So basically any kind of brush like this or even like this will do. I think I'm going to try one sort of on that type of an angle just because I want to give sort of the cat eye wing effect, and I just think it'll be easier for me to achieve it with this. So here we go. pretty much it. It's not perfect. I think what I would do next time is maybe wet my brush. But I think what we'll go into next is mascara, and then we'll finish off the whole eye look. I just curled my lashes, and I'm going to be going in with the, what is this? I always forget. The L'Oreal Butterfly Sculpt Mascara, and this will also be tight lining as well. Mascara is finished, and I'm just going to let that dry, and while I'm letting that dry I think we'll go in with the highlighter. So the highlighter I'm going to use today is the Mirror Luminizer by The Balm. So this is my favorite highlighter if you really want to, I don't want to say blind someone, but it is very strong. So I like to go in with a fan brush. So I'm going to be putting this on the highlights of my cheeks, also on my brow bone, and a little bit down the center of my nose, and possibly my Cupid's bow as well. I'm also going to go in with my finger and just put a little bit on the inner corner of my eyes. So now to finish off the whole eye look, what I'm going to do on my lower lash line is go in with another ColourPop eyeshadow in Bel Air. And I'm just going to use a small brush just to smudge along the lash line. I don't want it to be too bold, I just want to pull the whole look together. I'm going to go in with a clean blending brush and just buff that out a bit. The last thing that I'm going to do, you can skip this step if you want. Some people prefer not to do this, but I'm going to line my waterline with a white pencil. So that is it for the eyes. And to finish off the whole look, we will do lips, and then I will figure out what I'm going to do with my hair. Okay, so to finish off the look, I'm going to be going in with the Revlon Ultra HD Matte Lip Color. This is in Seduction. I don't think I'm going to line my lips today. I'm just going to go in with this. I like that actually. It's very comfortable, it's very soft, it's not too bold. But with the eye look, I think it ties everything together really nice. So now to figure out what I'm doing with my hair, I think I'm just going to leave it basically how it is, just straighten it and touch up any of the bumps. I originally wanted to curl it. I thought it would look really pretty with this eye look, but time is just against me today. So I do have like 2 hours before the girls are supposed to show up, but I do still need to run around and pick up a few things, as well as mop my floors. So I think that's pretty much it for the video today. Hopefully you liked the look that I created. Let me know if you also have wattles and your thoughts. And yeah, thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.